Imagine standing on a distant moon, gazing up at the night sky and seeing a planet so massive, so breathtaking that it dominates your entire view. That planet is Saturn, the majestic ring giant of our solar system. Did you know you could fit Earth inside Saturn's rings not just once, but twice? The sheer scale of Saturn's rings is almost beyond comprehension. If you could somehow lift Earth and gently place it within the span of Saturn's rings, you'd have room to spare for another Earth right beside it. These rings are one of the most iconic sights in our solar system, and they've fascinated astronomers and dreamers for centuries. But Saturn is more than just its rings. Ever wonder what's really going on beneath those golden clouds? The planet's upper atmosphere is a swirling, ever-changing sea of ammonia and hydrogen painted in shades of gold, cream and butterscotch. These clouds are whipped into bands by powerful winds that can reach speeds of over 1,100 miles per hour, faster than any hurricane on Earth. Beneath this mesmerizing cloudscape, Saturn hides mysteries that scientists are still working to unravel. Let's take a closer look at just how enormous Saturn really is. First, Saturn is the second largest planet in our solar system. To put that in perspective, Saturn is about 9 times wider than Earth. If Earth were the size of a nickel, Saturn would be a beach ball. Its volume is so immense that over 760 Earths could fit inside it. Yet, despite its size, Saturn is surprisingly light for a planet of its stature. In fact, Saturn is so light that, in theory, it could float in a giant bathtub, if you could find one big enough. This is a clue to Saturn's composition. Unlike the rocky planets like Earth or Mars, Saturn is a gas giant made mostly of hydrogen and helium. These elements are incredibly light, which means that even though Saturn is huge, it's less dense than water. If you could scoop up Saturn and drop it into a planet-sized tub, it would bob on the surface like a giant rubber duck. But what does it mean to be a gas giant? Saturn doesn't have a solid surface like Earth. Instead, as you travel deeper into the planet, the gases become denser and hotter, eventually turning into a thick, slushy soup of hydrogen and helium. Scientists believe that deep within Saturn there may be a small, rocky core surrounded by layers of metallic hydrogen, a state of matter that doesn't exist naturally on Earth. This exotic interior is still largely a mystery, but it's one of the reasons Saturn is so fascinating to study. Now, let's talk about those famous rings. Saturn isn't the only planet with rings in our solar system, but none compare to Saturn. Saturn's rings are brighter, broader, and more complex than any others in the solar system. They're made up of countless individual ringlets, each one a swirling river of ice and rock, reflecting sunlight and creating a spectacle that can be seen even with a small backyard telescope. The rings themselves stretch out over 175,000 miles from the planet, nearly 3/4 of the distance from Earth to the Moon. Yet, for all their vastness, the rings are astonishingly thin, just about 30 feet thick in most places. Imagine a sheet of paper stretched across a football field. That's how thin Saturn's rings are compared to their width. They're made of billions of icy chunks, ranging in size from tiny grains of dust to boulders as large as mountains. Some of these chunks are pure water ice, while others are coated in dust and organic material, giving the rings their subtle colors and patterns. Saturn is a planet of extremes, and its rotation is no exception. Saturn spins incredibly fast for its size. One day on Saturn lasts just 7 hours. That means the planet completes a full rotation in less than half the time it takes Earth. This rapid spin causes Saturn to bulge at the equator, giving it a slightly squashed appearance. If you could stand on Saturn's cloud tops, you'd see the sun rise and set in just a few hours as the planet whirls beneath your feet. But while days on Saturn are short, its years are incredibly long. 1 year on Saturn lasts about 29.5 Earth years. That means if you were born on Saturn, you wouldn't celebrate your first birthday until you were nearly 30 years old. This long orbit is due to Saturn's great distance from the Sun, nearly 900 million miles away. From Saturn, the Sun appears as a tiny bright dot in the sky, much smaller and dimmer than we see from Earth. Like Earth, Saturn has a tilted axis, about 27 degrees, which means it experiences seasons. But because Saturn's year is so long, each season lasts more than 7 Earth years. Imagine a single summer or winter stretching on for nearly a decade. These long seasons affect everything from the planet's weather patterns to the appearance of its rings, which can seem to brighten or fade depending on the angle of sunlight. Saturn isn't alone in its journey around the Sun. It's accompanied by a vast family of moons. Over 140 have been discovered so far, and new ones are still being found. These moons range from tiny irregular chunks of rock to massive worlds with their own atmospheres and weather systems. Some of Saturn's moons are so large and intriguing that they're considered worlds in their own right. Two of Saturn's moons, Titan and Enceladus, are especially fascinating. Titan is the second largest moon in the solar system, even bigger than the planet Mercury. It has a thick orange atmosphere, and rivers and lakes of liquid methane and ethane. Beneath its icy crust, scientists believe there's a vast ocean of liquid water, which is one of the best places in the solar system to search for signs of life. Enceladus, though much smaller, is equally intriguing. This tiny moon shoots geysers of water vapor and ice from its south pole, hinting at a subsurface ocean that could also harbor life. The Cassini spacecraft even flew through these plumes, sampling their contents and finding organic molecules, the building blocks of life. Saturn's atmosphere is home to one of the most bizarre weather phenomena in the solar system, the hexagon. At the planet's north pole, a massive six-sided jet stream forms a perfect geometric shape, large enough to fit 4 Earths inside. This hexagon is a swirling storm with winds reaching 200 miles per hour, and it's been raging for decades, if not centuries. Scientists are still trying to understand how such a stable, symmetrical structure can exist in the chaotic atmosphere of a gas giant. Saturn's mysteries don't end there. The planet is a laboratory for extreme physics, from its powerful magnetic field to its lightning storms that are thousands of times more powerful than those on Earth. Deep within its atmosphere, strange chemical reactions create dazzling auroras at the poles, lighting up the sky in shades of blue, green, and purple. Every time we send a spacecraft to Saturn, we discover something new, unexpected features, surprising behaviors, and clues to the origins of our solar system. Saturn is one of our solar system's most amazing planets, a world of beauty, mystery, and wonder. Its rings, moons, storms, and secrets continue to inspire scientists and stargazers alike. As we look up at Saturn from our tiny blue planet, we can't help but wonder what new discoveries might await us in the years to come. Will we find life beneath the icy crust of Enceladus, or unlock the secrets of Titan's methane lake? One thing is certain: Saturn will always have more to teach us if we keep looking up.